Hello, great learners. You're welcome once again to my channel. In today's lecture, we're looking at matrix that leads to what? That leads to polynomials. So we have a question here before us. We have to expand that. Then what the big part of it say we should find the zeros of what? The zero of f of x. So now let's begin. Now in looking for determinant of what? Of a matrix, how do we handle it? Don't forget that the sign we ascribe to this element here, this entry here is what? Positive. This is negative. Why this is what? Positive. Okay, in resolving determinant. So we start by what? Solution. We start by what now? We take the first term, the first entry there, which is what? X minus 2. Now when we take this entry, we're going to close up this column and close up this row. Then we'll find the difference between what? Between the product of this and that of this. So here we're going to have what? X minus 3 multiplying what? X minus 2. Then subtract what? Minus 2 times minus 1 will give us minus 2. So we'll subtract what? Subtract 2 from it. So that's the outcome of this. Okay? Then let's say, based on the space we have, let's see if this can go in. So here becomes what? Here ought to be negative. So, but negative, negative, minus, minus will give us positive 2 here. Then we open our bracket. So we close this column and close this row. Then we're going to work with these 4 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll find the product of this, which is going to be minus 1 into what? Into x minus 2. Then minus 1 is what? Is positive 1. Then we'll subtract 1. Okay. Then thereafter, we'll now get to the next one now, which is the last one here. The sign here ascribed to this entry is positive, but the entry itself has negative sign. So negative against positive will give us what? Negative. So we have 1 there. Then we'll open our bracket. So we're going to close here up and also close here up. So we're going to work with these 4 entries here. Minus 1 times minus 2. That will give us what? 2. Then we have minus what now? Minus what? Minus the product of these 2, which is minus 1 multiplying what? X minus 3. We close the bracket. Now, if you're getting any value from this lecture, why not hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, turn the bell notification on so YouTube give you instant notification when we post interesting lectures as this. Now let's proceed. Now, having done that, now it's time to expand. So we'll take the first one again. We have x minus 2 in bracket. Now expanding this will give us what? X times x, that's s squared. X times minus 2, that's minus 2x. Then minus 3 times x, that's minus 3x. And minus 3 times minus 2, that's positive 6. Then we have minus 2 there. Okay? We'll still keep this way. Then plus 2, we have plus 2 here. Okay? If we open the bracket here, now we have minus 1 times x, that's minus x. Minus 1 times minus 2, that will give us positive 2. Then we probably have minus 1 there. We close this up as well. Then we'll come to this. Minus 1 into, we have 2 here. Okay, minus. Now let's resolve this bracket first. Or we can go this way. Okay, let's resolve this bracket first. Minus 1 times x, that's minus x. Then minus 1 times minus 3, that's positive 3. Okay, then we'll close this bracket again. All right. Now, let's move down from here. Now, we now have, coming down again, we have x minus 2 into what now? Into s squared, right? Then minus 2s minus 3s will give us what? Minus 5x. Then plus 6 minus 2 will give us what? Positive 4. Then we have plus 2 here. Then here we're going to have what? Minus x. Plus 2 minus 1 is going to give us what? Positive 1. Then here we have minus 1 into what now? Into 2 minus times minus x will give us positive x here. Then we have minus times positive 3 will give us minus 3 from here. Okay, so let's go over to this other part of the board. So from here, we're going to have what now? If we expand this now, this will give us x times this. That will be s cubed. S times minus 5x. That will be minus 5s squared. Then s times positive 4. That will give us what? Positive 4x. That will give us positive 4s. Then we go back to the 2 now, using the 2. Minus 2 times this will give us minus 2s squared. Minus 2 times minus 5s will give us positive 10x. Then minus 2 times 4 will give us negative 8. Then we'll also continue from here. Plus 2 times minus s will give us what? Will give us negative 2x. Then plus 2 times plus 1 will give us positive 2. Then also from here, minus 1, okay, this 2 is going to give us what? 2 minus 3 will give us what? Will give us minus 1. So minus 1 times the minus 1 from here will give us positive 1. Then minus 1 times x will give us what? Negative x. All right. Now, resolving this now based on like terms now, we have s cubed. Then we have negative 5s squared minus 2s squared. That will give us minus 7s squared. That's minus 7s squared. Then, for the term that has the power of s as 1, we have plus 4x here, plus 10x here will give us plus 14x. 14x minus 2x, that will give us what? 12s. Then 12x minus x, that will give us what? Plus 11x. Then for the constant there we have 8 minus 8 plus 2, that's minus 6. Then minus 6 plus 1, that will give us what? Minus 5. That will give us minus 5. So we have succeeded in what? Expanding the determinant of what? Of this very what? Of this very matrix. And this the what? This is the expansion. That's the determinant of that very matrix. The solution to what? A. Then we still have what? We still have B to resolve. And that is where this will now lead to what? It will now lead to polynomial. But one more time before we get to B, if you are getting any value from the lecture that is ongoing, please, why not do give us what? A thumbs up, hit the like button, and do subscribe. And most importantly, turn the bell notification on so you get instant notification when we post interesting lectures as the one you're listening to right now. So now let's get to question B now, which will eventually lead this now to what? To polynomial. Now we're asked to find the zero of what? Of this particular problem here, which we have resolved the determinant, and the determinant gave us this. Okay. Now, in other words, f of x now is this expression we're seeing here, which is what? S cubed minus 7s squared plus 11x minus 5. Okay. Now, if we're asked to find the zero of this, that means we're going to equate this to 0. And if we equate this to 0, the question will now be x minus 3 minus 7s squared plus 11x minus 5. If we equate it to 0, now we're going to look for what? We're going to look for the value of x. We're going to place, we're going to use to substitute x now. The number we're going to use to substitute x that will make this equation now equal to 0. And that will now end up giving us what? One of the factors of what? One of the factors of this what? Of this expression. Now let's assume that what? S is 1. If s is 1, let's put this here and check if that will be equal to 0. So that will be 1 cubed minus 7, replace here with 1 squared, plus 11, replace here with 1 as well, minus 5. Let's see if that will give us 0. 1 cubed is 1. 1 squared is 1 times this, that's 7. That's plus 11. that's minus 5. Now let's confirm if that's 0. 1 minus 7, that's minus 5, that's minus 6. Minus 6 plus 11, that's positive 5. Then 5 minus 5, that's 0. So since 1, the value of x as 1 was able to give us 0, it therefore means that what? X minus what? X minus 1 is one of the factors, is a factor of what? Is a factor of this expression we're seeing. Now, in order for us to be able to get the other factors of what? X now, this now takes us to what? Polynomial. Since this is a factor of this, we're going to divide now, carry out the division of this expression by this divisor to get the other factors here. So this becomes dividing this expression now by one of its factors, which is x minus 1. So we have s cubed minus 7s squared plus 11x minus 5. Okay, so from here, x divided into this is going to give us s squared to give us s squared. All right, so s squared times x, that's s cubed. S squared times minus 1, that's minus s squared. All right, then we subtract this minus this as 0. 7s squared minus s squared, yeah, we become positive. So that will give us negative 6s squared. Okay, then we'll drop our positive 11x. Okay, then we'll divide again. X divided into 6s squared, we're going to have minus 6x. So minus 6s times this will give us negative 6s squared. Then minus 6x times minus 1 will give us positive what? Minus 6s times negative 1 will give us positive 6x. All right? Then overall again, we subtract. Minus minus become positive. So that will turn this to 0. So 11x minus 6x, negative positive is negative. 11 minus 6x will give us 5x. All right? Then we drop the last dividend there, which is 5. Okay, then we have what now? We now have x divided into this. That will give us what? Positive 5. Then 5 times x, that's 5x. 5 times minus 1, that's minus 5. Okay, so automatically everything here equates to what? When we subtract everything here, equates to 0. Now, we have this now as one of the factors. Then we have this as the quotient here. So we're going to resolve this quotient now using what? Using factorization method. We're going to resolve this now in order for us to be able to get the other factors of what? Of this very what? Expression. All right? So let's go back to the other side of the board and try to complete this problem here. Let's try to complete that here. So from this quotient we have here now, which is what? S squared minus 6x plus 5. So resolving that now, using what now? Using factorization method. That will give us the factors of this. The factors of 5 are what? 1 and 5. So we're going to use s squared minus x minus 5x. Minus 1 and minus 5 will give us minus 6. Then minus 1 times minus 5 will give us positive 5. So the factors of this constant here, which is 1 and 5, we use that to replace the middle term. Then we have plus 5 here. All right? So if we group and we factorize, we're going to have what now? X into what? S divided this, we have x. S divided into x, that's 1. Then the common factor here is 5. 5 into this with x, negative against negative 5, that will give us negative 1. All right? So we have x minus 1. Then we have x minus 5. Those are the two factors from what? From this. So therefore, the B part of it now, which are what? The factors of this expression now are what? X minus 1 twice. So because this is one of the factors, x minus 1, and we have another x minus 1 here, and also what? X minus 5. You just put it that way, x minus 1, x minus 1, and x minus 5. They are what? They are what? They are the factors of what? Of this expression that we equate it to what? Equate it to 0 for us. So that's the solution to what? To the B part of the question. So you can see how matrices end up leading to what? To polynomial and from there to what? Factorization. So that'll be the size of our lecture today. If you've got any value from today's lecture, why not hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, turn the bell notification on so you get instant notification when we post interesting topic as the one you just listened to. So until I see you in our next lecture, this is Math Theater TV. Don't forget, your success is my delight. Peace.